Okay, so the market has been in a pretty hefty downtrend the last few days, selling off. We do have a nice big kind of V bottom forming here off of a previous swing. So definitely in a spot where I think we could bottom. I also think it honestly needs another retest here to form a kind of a head and shoulders. So I'm watching that we were spiking up this morning into a previous swing here, and also this line here is kind of where this sell-off started, where the market kind of accelerated. So I'm thinking we could give this back up, and then that'll be okay. The move's over, and the bigger picture trend comes back into play, or it just has a pullback before it moves higher. So I think this is a good area. But also I'm watching if this is kind of a swing that it's going into, because if we look at a smaller time frame, we are just running into the 15 minutes after the open reversal timing. And then we just had this, we opened up and had a huge spike up. And this is on the ES chart on a 1 minute. And so I'm looking to see, we have a great overextension spike. These two candles are huge. I want to see, this is a nice big bearish candlestick. I actually want to see how this, if it kind of does this. So actually I want to get in on a short here if it breaks this low. The NASDAQ is pretty much the exact same. It's come up to kind of a level here, that previous swing. And there's a lot of green here in terms of the fair value gap. So I think it could come up here and then actually, if it does get going, give this back up. I don't think I'm going to catch that whole move, but we're in a volatile market where the risk reward has good potential. So just trying to see how it reacts to this level. If it makes a new high, I'm just going to, stay on the sidelines, see what it looks like. Looks like it has made a new high. And the NASDAQ might have actually not made a new high. So that's kind of interesting. The NASDAQ is, as well, if we look at it, NASDAQ might be a better short because the NASDAQ has been selling off harder than the ES. In terms of this swing, they're actually about the same in terms of about to give that back up. So just trying to look at that and see, okay, in real time, which one will I take? But also, if the ES is making new all-time highs, or not all-time highs, but making new swing highs in this current trend we're in, I don't want to jump in short, because that could just be pulling the market up. I want both of them to look bearish. So right now, looks like it's still punching, but at 10 o'clock we have some news, and that's kind of when the reversals can happen as well. And maybe by then we'll get up to this move, and we could, get a even if it comes up here and reverses down here, that's a nice spot as a target. And then maybe it cascades further, and we go to the market open, and that would be a great trade. Nice sell off. I really don't like taking this in the news, but also I'm just thinking that we're moving, the candlesticks are huge. This candlestick is over 5 points, so the news might not actually cause that much movement. And if this comes up to here, sells off, makes new low, I think that's a great signal to go short. It's a pretty nice reversal. We have 1 minute on news. That's kind of scary to just, I don't like just getting in right on news with the idea that it's going to cause some kind of spike. It could cause a spike lower, but it could also cause a spike higher. I want to see, I think I'm gonna be patient, because I'm feeling a little FOMO right now. I think for good reason, just because I think this is a good signal, but also being literally 30 seconds from news that I know is going to be pretty big, is a little scary, because we've got prelim, this news right here, and if I go to this thing that I have, basically I have it recorded as it's going to be massive movement, and I need a trade essentially after the spike happens. So here it happens. I'm gonna let it spike a little bit, move around. I think if it spikes up higher a little bit but doesn't break this, I like that. NASDAQ is breaking lower. I think I'm gonna put in an order here. NASDAQ here is looking good. The hope is that that drags the ES down.
Order filled.
I am in on a short. I'm just gonna target these low, like literally the open, ideally. Scary thing is I should maybe be in the NASDAQ because that's what's pulling the market down. And this is acting a little stronger. You know, part of me thinks, oh, it's just gonna come down here a little bit and then bounce, but I mean, big picture, I think this is a nice spike that could get flushed. So, despite my nervousness, my plan is getting in, and that's important to follow. You know, even though you're nervous for certain reasons, you don't want it to let it control your actions. You want to. I find just taking deep breaths really helps pushing through that emotion and just saying, hey, I'm getting in for these reasons. It's at this 10 o'clock timing where I think there's a reversal. This is a nice spike higher. It came up here and really kind of tested this. We kind of have a head and shoulders here. It's at a good level. There's been a flush higher here that I think is likely to give back up. I'll most likely go break even once. For the ES here, I think it kind of has to break this area before it starts to accelerate and give this back up. There is this previous high here. That's why this range is made from. But I think, in terms of getting this move back up, we could get a little bounce here and then really start to accelerate, hopefully. NASDAQ is looking great. It might find some support here, but hopefully, sometimes when the NASDAQ is going ahead, it'll just break this level. So just watching to see that play out. Also, while we wait for this, NinjaTrader is having a trading competition again where you join for free. It's just demo trading, but there's real cash prizes. You can check it out via the link in the description or this QR code. It's for new or returning current users. Looks like we're just kind of in this downtrend right here. Again, just got to be patient with it. I don't want to move to break even yet. I think it could have a little bit of a pullback here and then continue lower. Just need to wait it out. NASDAQ is still, it's got to where it might find some support if it does find support. But I want to give this room to play because I do think overall, big picture is good to the low side. But it does seem like there is some spike ability where this could just rip higher. So we'll see if this just knocks me out here. If it does, so be it. I think it was a great entry, great trade. No matter the outcome, followed my rules. Got in despite feeling really nervous and kind of emotional about it. And that's the hard part about trading is sticking to your strategy when your emotions want you to do something else. So looks like I'm out there. Only like a $900, $800 loss. So I'm fine with that. That's like a half size loss when I think it was very close to doing this.